Good afternoon, Rawson families. My name is Nicole Horsley. I'm the building principal at Rawson Elementary School. I am just sharing with you a quick review and refresh of some parking restrictions around Rawson Elementary School, as well as talking a little bit about safety during our arrival as well as dismissal. As a quick side note, I do want to just remind you that all of the streets around our school are public access and they are subject to City of South Milwaukee traffic codes. So please, as you're coming to the building or coming into the parking lots, looking for parking around the building, those kinds of pieces, make sure that you're watching the parking signs, as some areas have more strict restrictions than others. One of the big areas that we're seeing some safety concerns in since the return to in-person learning is at the northwest corner of our school. There are some parking spaces, some open blacktop at the back corner of the school, as well as near the field house. This is a no parking zone. We have a few parking spaces that are reserved for our custodial and food services staff back there. However, this is not a drop off or pickup zone. It also is not a parking zone for families. So please do not park your vehicles there. Do not pull up to pick up or drop off children here either. We have many families walking their children at this back corner to make sure that they get access around to the playground side of our school off of Cedar Street. So please do not park your vehicles there. We've gotten lots of complaints with regard to children almost being hit, people not watching as they're pulling out, these kinds of pieces. Lots of moving pieces back there. So if we can eliminate the parking and drop off as well as pickup, then that removes some of those moving pieces and helps us to create a more safe environment. This information also applies to the alleyways. So there are two alleys, one between Maple and Cedar and one between Maple and Rawson Avenues. These alleyways are public access. They are governed by the City of South Milwaukee traffic codes. They are not for student pickup or drop off. They are not a parking zone. So please do not pull into the alley and drop off children or pull up to pick up children. Do not park your vehicle there. Please do not park your vehicle on the parking slabs for our neighbors on the west side. These are all either private residences or public accesses. So please be mindful of those areas as well. You'll note that on Maple and Cedar Street, there is limited parking. You are allowed to park there for 30 minutes between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning and 3 and 4:30 in the afternoon. We'll talk a bit more about Maple and Cedar Streets, but I did want to point out that there is parking access on both of those streets as they adjoin to our property. The safest place to drop your children off in the morning is our curbside drop off. This is exactly as it's titled. You pull right up to the curb in your vehicle, you leave the car running, you do not get out. Your child gets out of the car on the school side, right onto the sidewalk. We have supervisors there that are provided to ensure that your children get safely to the horseshoe and proceed on the sidewalk in the horseshoe to school. That's the safest way for you to drop your children off for school. There are two additional parking areas on the north side or the school side of Rawson Avenue. They are denoted here with green arrows. One of them is right in front of our horseshoe parking lot, and the other is from our parking lot exit almost to the corner of 15th and Rawson. You can pull up and allow your children to get out there on the sidewalk and proceed to school. You can pull up and park there and get out and walk your children if you would like to. These are safe parking areas and safe drop-off areas, so feel free to use those spaces as well. Please note that they are not supervised areas. Our only supervised drop-off area is curbside drop-off between 14th Avenue and the entrance to our parking lot, and only on the north side of Rawson Avenue, which is our school property side. Something that I would encourage you to take caution with, however, is a parking and drop-off location. The south side of Rawson Avenue, absolutely. Please abide by the parking restrictions there, but you may park on that side and either get out of your vehicle to walk your child to school or let your children out to walk to school. I would encourage, if you are using the south side of Rawson Avenue, that once you exit your vehicle or your child exits the vehicle, that they proceed to the corner. So they either go to 15th and Rawson Avenue or 14th and Rawson Avenue and cross the main street, Rawson, that is super busy in the mornings and in the afternoons, with the assistance of our crossing guards. Crossing guards are provided by the South Milwaukee Police Department for this purpose. So please send your children down to the corner or walk them down to the corner. Use the assistance of the crossing guard and help us instill safe, busy street crossing practices. We have seen a number of families trying to cross the street right in the middle of Rawson Avenue or sending their children alone across the street. This is extremely dangerous and is highly discouraged for any Rawson families. We want everyone to be safe and to arrive at their destination safely. So please pay some close attention to this piece. Cedar and Maple Streets are also drop-off and parking areas denoted in green. However, they all are outlined in red because there are some additional precautions that you might want to take. These, again, the west side of our building, lots of moving parts. We have cars pulling in and out. We have cars parking. We have families walking their children. We have children walking alone. We have many littles trying to get to our property and to school safely. So please make sure that you're proceeding with caution. If you are moving your vehicle, I would encourage you to check twice before you start moving. You never know when there might be a family coming up behind you, beside you. There might be a child in front of the vehicle. Please be very careful with Cedar and Maple Street parking, drop off, as well as pickup. This has been just a brief reminder. You know that priority here at Rawson Elementary School is to keep your children safe. We also want you to be safe. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to call us. Our phone number is 414-766-2904. We will do our absolute best to support any questions that you might have. However, in the situations of public parking on public access ways or drop off and pick up on those public access ways, there may be things that we have to refer you to the South Milwaukee Police Department for, but you are welcome to call us first, and we will do the best that we can to service and support our Rawson community. We hope you all have a fantastic day and be safe, Rawson Wolves.